ఏదో అడిగారు కదా.
హలో సునీల్, కనిపిస్తుందా
కనిపిస్తుందన్న.
స్క్రీన్? కెన్ యూ సీ మై స్క్రీన్? సౌజన్య,
Not bad.
హలో.
లే
హలో
వెళ్ళు ఇంకెళ్ళు.
అన్న కనిపిస్తుంది.
హలో.
అన్నయ్య మాకు వినిపిస్తుంది అన్నయ్య.
Okay, okay. Now there is some, I have some problem with my connection. Okay, fine. Okay, so in our previous class we have seen what is absolute XPath. Okay, so now let us see. Okay, so you understood, right? So how to derive the XPath manually and also using FirePath tool. So you know, right? So even without using FirePath tool also you could able to uh, derive the path. Okay, so you have any questions on previous class?
ఏమన్నా
Okay, okay, fine. So the previous one, what we saw was the is called absolute XPath. Okay, so that means XPath, the address of an element starting from the root of the document. So here root of the document means HTML document. Okay, so HTML tag starting from the HTML is called. So here the HTML means the root means starting point, start of the document. So that means this is the path from start of the document. Okay, got it? So suppose if somebody asks you to find out the address of this one, the absolute path, or the path of this element starting from the root, that means starting from the HTML. Okay, so that means that is called absolute XPath. Okay, so all the absolute XPath starts with HTML. Okay, HTML / something. Okay, starting from the HTML you have to give the path. So that is called absolute XPath. Okay, so there is other way. Okay, the problem with absolute XPath is, suppose tomorrow if the element got changed. So tomorrow if the element got changed, or if there are any other elements have been added in between, or some elements got removed between. Okay, then the position of our element will change. Okay, so then our script will not work. Okay, that's why so absolute XPath is not recommended to use in Selenium. Okay, until unless you have no other choice. Okay, so do not use the absolute XPath, because there is no guarantee that the script is stable. Okay, so tomorrow if the HTML page changes, so there is a possibility that your script will not work. Okay, so that's why there is a other one called relative XPath. Okay, so instead of giving the absolute XPath, we can also specify the relative XPath. So what is relative XPath? Okay, I'll tell you. So relative XPath means, so instead of giving the path starting from the root path, starting from the root, we can also specify like, okay, the address of the element. So within the HTML. So it is like this. I'll give you an example, then you will understand better. Okay, so over this one, first name. Okay, see this one. So when I hover this on here, now it is showing XPath as dot slash dot double slash star within the brackets id equal to something. Okay, what does mean by this is, so what does mean by this is, I'll tell you, 1 minute. Simpler. Okay, so this is the path it has given. So earlier it has given the complete path. Why it's not showing here is because I didn't select the option called generate absolute XPath. I didn't select it. Suppose if I select this one, okay, and again if I over mouse here, okay, so then it will give me the path of the element as like this. Okay, uh, then it shows like this. So this one. So here this is called absolute XPath. Okay. So if you uncheck that option, generate absolute XPath, then it will give you the relative XPath. Okay. So relative XPath. So relative XPath will look. It's like a. It looks smaller. Okay. It will just give you the unique based on some unique properties. Okay, so to understand its structure, so what does mean by this? Okay, dot. So absolute. 1 minute. With okay, sure. Vidya. Okay, so what does mean by so how to understand this XPath here is okay. It starts with the dot. Okay, so dot means the it indicates that this is a relative XPath. Okay, so dot double slash means root. Okay, starting from the root. Okay, start looking from the root. It means okay, search for an element. Okay, starting from the root. Okay, this means search for an element starting from the root. Okay, so what is the element type? So if you are specifying any if you want to specify like okay some input type or some element type, you can specify here like suppose if you want to specify, that okay, so find an element. Okay, so uh, of type input, we can specify like this. Okay, suppose if you want to say like if you want to tell that I want to look for an element called h2. Okay, that means of type h2 you can specify like this. Or if you want to specify like I want to look for an element of type paragraph, you can specify like this. Okay, or if you want to specify element of type button, you can specify like this. Okay, or if you want to specify that okay, look for any element, okay, with some properties, then you will say star means look for any element. Okay, look for any element of type. Okay, so you are not specifying the type of an element, you are just specifying star, that means look for any element that match the pattern. Okay, so what is the pattern? So pattern you will specify here like this. Okay, so pattern here you are specifying at the rate means, so if you want to give some attribute, if you want to say some attribute, you will say like this. Suppose your HTML tag is suppose say, so see, check this element. Let us see what this, see, this is the element I'm copying this part. So this is the, see, this is the HTML of that input element. Okay, so see, it is of type input with ID equal to u underscore 0 underscore 1. So this is the
అన్నయ్య
HTML. చెప్పమ్మా.
ఓకే ఇప్పటిదాకా వినిపించలేదు నాకు వాయిస్ అందుకే.
Okay, see this is the HTML that we are looking for. Okay, this HTML, if you see the code of the HTML, it is of type, the HTML is of type input and with ID equal to u underscore 0 underscore 1. Okay, while specifying the XPath also, you'll specify like this. Okay, look for any element starting from the root. Okay, look for element of type. You are not specifying the type. If you don't want to specify the type, you can just say star, or else you can also specify like, since this is the element of type input, you can specify it as input. Okay, input, and in the brackets you have to give its property. Okay, what is its property? So its property is, so at the rate, starting with at the rate. Okay, at the rate means some property. So since id is a parameter, sorry, it's not a property, it's called attribute. Okay, so here the attribute is id and its value equal to this one, u underscore 0 underscore 1. Okay, suppose you want to specify, it is like with a different, you can also specify the XPath like this. Okay, this is a type input. Okay, and its attribute. So here I want to use the attribute called name. Okay, I can use attribute called name equal to, so say what is its value, first name. Okay, so or even I can also specify using some other property, say at the rate class. Do we have a class? Yeah, so this class is at the rate class equal to, so this one. Okay, so you can specify like this also. Okay, or so you can also say, uh, if there is, if suppose say if our input element has something called placeholder, you can also say like placeholder equal to this. Okay, something, if it has some defined value, you can say like this. Okay, there are multiple ways you can write the XPath. So not only using id, so you can specify by using name, by using class, by using placeholder, or by using some other property. Okay, you can write the XPath. Okay, if you don't want to specify the element type, okay, you can simply say star. What it will do is, it will look for all the elements that match the pattern. So what here it will do is, it will look for all the elements. Okay, with id equal to this. Okay, so that way you can write the XPath. ఇప్పుడు నేను ఎత్తుకున్నా వాడు ఆపడమ్మా. Okay, so there are multiple ways you can write the XPath. Okay, so you understood this structure, right?
Okay.
When you hover this one, when you hover on the element, suppose let us do some other element. Okay, say surname. Okay, so it is giving the XPath like this. Okay, so XPath as this one. But if you see the but if you see the input, if you see the HTML element, okay, so HTML element structure is this one. See, so in HTML says, so it is of type input and with ID equal to u underscore 0 underscore 3 and a class name this, type equal to something, label equal to something, placeholder there is nothing, label name equal to last name like this. Okay, so how to write the relative XPath is, if you want to write relative XPath, okay, start with the dot. That means it understood it as a relative XPath. So I think dot is an optional thing. No need to. It's not a mandatory. Okay. Say double slash. So double slash means look for the element starting from root. Okay. I'll also tell you so when we have to give single slash. Okay, so single slash will give when we are specifying the path within some element. Okay, so since here we are telling to driver that, okay, look for the element in entire page. Okay, starting from the root, starting from the HTML, starting from the root, look for the element. Okay, so in that case we will give double slash. Okay, that means start from the HTML, check for this element. Okay, so now I have to specify the element type. So if we know the element type, we can specify, so that will make the driver job simpler. Okay, so if you don't know the element type, just say star, but if you know the element, just specify its type. Since we know the element, so we can specify like this: input. Okay, and so now you are in the within the brackets, you have to give its attribute. Okay, there are multiple attributes you can specify, like id equal to this one, id equal to u underscore 0 underscore 3. Okay, or you can also write XPath like this: slash 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 input. Okay, so attribute, now I can say my attribute is name. I can use this attribute. Okay, name equal to, so name here, the name value is last name. Okay, so and I can also say XPath like this: it is of type input, and now I can use attribute something called class. Okay, my class name is this, at the rate class equal to this.
అన్నయ్య ఇంకొకసారి రిపీట్ చేయవా?
Yeah, I'll repeat. Okay, so I can say like this.
అన్న
Sunil,
అన్న
చెప్పు
ఇప్పుడు
Sunil.
మన డాట్ స్లాష్ స్లాష్ ఇస్తున్నాం కదా,
ఆ,
ఆ, ఇక్కడ రాసినట్టుగా అందులోనే మనం డ్రైవర్ డాట్ ఫైండ్ ఎలిమెంట్ పక్కన ఇలా ఇస్తాం ఇన్పుట్.
నేను చెప్తాను సునీల్, అది ఎట్లా ఇస్తామని నేను చూపిస్తాను. సేమ్ ఇక్కడ ఎలా రాస్తున్నామో అక్కడ కూడా అలానే ఇస్తాం.
అవునా,
ఓకే,
ఓకే. ఇప్పుడు
సేమ్.
ఎక్స్బాత్ ఎక్స్బాత్ డాట్ ఐడి అని ఇస్తాం కదా, దాని ప్లేస్ లో ఇది రీప్లేస్ చేస్తామా?
ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ బై ఐడి మనం ఇలా ఇలా కూడా ఇవ్వచ్చు, అది నేను చూపిస్తాను నీకు. ఓకే,
ఓకే.
ఫస్ట్ అసలు మామూలుగా మనం ఎక్స్పాత్ ఎలా రాయాలో చెప్తున్నాను. ఓకే, సో నువ్వు ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు యూజ్ అబ్సల్యూట్ ఎక్స్పాత్, సో యూజ్ అబ్సల్యూట్ ఎక్స్పాత్. అబ్సల్యూట్ ఎక్స్పాత్ ఈస్ లైక్ దిస్: స్లాష్ హెచ్టిఎంఎల్ స్లాష్ div స్లాష్ అలా వస్తుంది కదా, సో దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ అబ్సల్యూట్ ఎక్స్పాత్. ఓకే, సో ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు రైట్ రిలేటివ్ ఎక్స్పాత్, okay, so relative XPath we have to write like this. See, the syntax of relative XPath is like this. So first you have to specify dot. So I think dot is an optional thing. Dot followed by pattern. Pattern, so you have to specify the search pattern. Search pattern is, if you want to tell the driver that, okay, look for the input element with ID equal to u underscore 0 underscore 3. Okay, you have to tell driver like this: okay, look for the element with id equal to u underscore 0 underscore 3. You have to specify, you need to specify. So before specifying, check for the element, you have to tell the driver that where to start looking for the element. Okay, if you want to tell the driver that start looking from the uh, first page, first starting, then you have to give double slash. Uh, I can
Okay.
give some example like this. Suppose say you have a book, okay? So book contains 100 pages. Okay, so you are telling the suppose say consider a PDF document. Okay, so you have a PDF document, and when you open the PDF document, there is something called search in the PDF reader. Okay, so you can in the PDF in that search box you can enter some text, and it will give you the result, like where this particular text is found, in which page it will found, it will give you the result. Okay, so when you enter the text, what it will do? It will start looking from the first page, okay, till end of the document. Suppose if the PDF contains 100 pages, okay, it will start looking from the first page, and it will keep on. If the element is not found, if the text is not found, it keeps looking till all the pages are completed, right? Till the 100 page, 100 the last page, starting from the first page to last page, it keeps looking in all the pages, and give you the results. Okay, suppose if that particular text is found in 10 pages in out of 100, okay, it will give the results like, okay, this particular text is found in page 1, page 2, some page 10, like that, right? So that's how the search will work. Search engines will work. So search engine generally will look in all the documents. Okay, will look in all the documents. Similarly, here also the Xpath also is kind of a search. Okay, so you are giving the search pattern. So on what condition, on what pattern it has to search for the element. Okay, that is called search pattern. So you are giving the search pattern. So here the search pattern is, so you are telling to driver that start looking from the first page, or start looking from the so here there are no pages, right? So how the first page means, so it understood it as a root. So to specify the root, you have to give double slash. Okay, or suppose say in that PDF document there are in out of 100 pages, you want to look you want to look for the element only in a specific page. Okay, that also you can specify, like only look for this particular text only in the current page. Okay, similarly, so if you want to tell that if you want to tell the driver that only look in some within some context, you can say only single star. Okay, so since here we are not using that criteria, so I will tell you when we get some examples, I will tell you that when we have to use a single slash. Okay, so since here we are looking in entire HTML page, just say double star. Okay, so double star, and you have to specify the input. You have to specify the HTML element of type. So here my element type is input, so I have to give input. Okay, star means, so it will check for all the elements. Okay, no need to do that, just say it is of type input, the element is of type input. Now within the brackets you have to specify the pattern at the rate id equal to, so this here my id is u underscore 0 underscore 3. Okay, so and you can also specify like this, and you can give multiple criteria. Okay, suppose if you want to give the element has type, the element has id equal to this and name equal to this, you can also specify like this, name equal to this last name. You can give multiple values like this. Okay, or you can give a single value. Got it?
Okay, Anna.
Okay, now let us see how to use this in our Selenium code. Okay, so now my input element is uh, u underscore 0 underscore 3. Okay, so go to our last name field. Okay, so here my last name is this one. Now let me comment out that, and write in one. So web element last name, so last name equal to driver dot find element by Xpath. Okay, so now I have to give the Xpath expression. So within the double quotes, give this one. Okay, so let me run this one and see the result. So the other lines I am not changing because so it's the same, right? So when you got the last name field, you are just entering the text. So the other things will not change. Okay. So similarly for first name, I can specify like this: web element first name equal to. So what is the value of first name? ID equal to u underscore 0 underscore 1. U underscore 0 underscore 1. Okay. So let me comment out this code. Got it? So let me run this one and see. Run as extension. See, it worked. Okay, so first two fields are using the relative XPath. Okay, next two are using absolute XPath. Okay, so let us also convert them to use absolute XPath. Okay, so absolute XPath. So let us see. Okay, let us write absolute XPath like this. Uh, for first name, for last name, let us use the element like this. So we have written right. This. Okay, so let us try this pattern. ID equal to u underscore 0 and 3 and name equal to this. And let us change the type. Last name equal to u underscore 0 underscore 3 and name equal to last name. Okay, so let us run this one and see if it works or not. Okay, so it worked. Okay, so you can use the multiple patterns. Okay, suppose if there are two elements have the same name. Okay, same class name. Okay, so you can specify like that. Okay, it's a class name equal to this and ID equal to this. Okay, so you can combine multiple attributes. Okay, similarly, so let us see what is its value. See? So it has ID equal to u underscore 0 underscore 6 and uh, what we say name equal to register underscore email underscore something. Okay, so let us write like this. Uh, this is for the mobile number, right? So where do we have mobile number? So where is okay mobile number or email? Okay, so instead of writing like this, I can say web element email equal to driver dot find element by Xpath. So here I have to do the Xpath expression. So here my Xpath expression is this one. It's it's dot slash this is of type input. Okay, and uh, is a type input, and it has id equal to 2 underscore 0 underscore 6 and name equal to, sorry, at the rate name equal to, so what is its value? Name equal to reg underscore email, where is the reg underscore email double underscore. Okay, so you have to specify this. Okay, you understood?
ఓకే అన్న.
Okay. So input id equal to this and some other property, name equal to this. Okay, or I can simply use only this property at the rate name equal to this. I don't want to use id, so I can say id equal to this. Something wrong. It couldn't able to find the element, I think. So let's see what it told error. Failed. Every sign up page. The given selector uh, is either invalid or does not result in the web element. Okay. So what is wrong here? What is wrong here? Name equal to, let me copy this text. Very good. So copying this text and see. Okay. So it has the property called name at the rate name. You can specify like this. Uh, Simple using Xpath input at the rate, let me remove this one and see, at the rate name equal to reg underscore. Okay, so I got it. So I think this is because I didn't included the right bracket. So the right bracket was missing. I think error is because of that. Okay, so let me rerun this and see. Okay, so that was because the right bracket was missed, the right square bracket, so it was missed. Okay. Okay, now you understood, right? So you can also specify like this. Suppose if there are multiple values, multiple parameters, and you want to use either of them instead of both, you can specify like this: u underscore 0 underscore 6 or this one. Okay, so when you say or, so it will, what it will do is it will see element if it matches id or this one. If it matches any of them, so it will take that. Okay, so based on any of either of them, so either id or name, you can specify like that. Okay, so when you say and, so it will definitely, it will see both of them are matching. If both of them are matching, then only it will take that element. Otherwise, it will throw some error like element is not found. Okay.
ఓకే అన్న.
So this is the way to use the a relative XPath. Okay, so try with relative XPath for multiple elements. Say there are some other elements, right? So this email, okay, mail, okay. Similarly, for these drop downs and all, okay. So try to use with multiple elements. Okay, then you will get to know. Okay, so at the rate means, so you have to specify at the rate attribute. Okay, at the rate attribute equal to its value. So if you want to specify multiple attributes, just separate it by space. At the rate id equal to something, space, at the rate some other property equal to something. Okay, so and if you know the element of type, then specify its type. Okay, so specify its type as input or something. Okay, so if it is of type div, just specify subtype div, like that. Okay, so that is the way to use XPath. So XPath, the problem with XPath is some of the browsers like Internet Explorer. So Internet Explorer, I think it does not have support for XPath, or it generates the XPath differently. So suppose say when you write XPath in Firefox, so it will work on Chrome browser also, but it's not guarantee that it works in Internet Explorer. So Internet Explorer, um, it derives the XPath differently when compared to this Firefox and Chrome. So that's why Xpath is not recommended when you are using the script for multiple browsers. Okay, so if you are writing this script to work on multiple browsers, so don't use Xpaths. Okay, so Xpaths, there is no guarantee that they work on Internet Explorer, and so old browsers also will not support Xpath. Only the new browsers will support. Uh, Okay, so that's it, guys. So do one thing. So just to practice this XPath, okay, use some other page, some Google sign up page or something. Okay, so try to automate some other website instead of FB sign up page. Maybe you can use this Google sign up page or something else. Okay, so try using this XPath. So XPath is also we use very frequently. Okay, the XPaths and IDs. Okay,
ఓకే
so
అన్న.
practice more. So these are most important topics. So rest of the topics will go on. So once we are okay with both of okay till here, like finding the element by using id, by using some other property, okay, some value or some name by using class, okay, and also by using xpath. Okay, so then we can write it. Then we can go ahead to advanced topics. Okay, so these are basics of Selenium. So we should be strong on these topics.
ఓకే అన్న.
Okay, so practice this. Okay, tomorrow we'll see one more new topic.
ఓకే అన్న. అన్న,
Sure, sir.
నాకు చిన్న డౌట్.
Hmm.
ఇప్పుడు గూగుల్లో క్రోమ్ యూజ్ చేసి చేస్తున్నాం అనుకో,
Hmm.
వెబ్ డ్రైవర్ అబ్జెక్ట్ చేస్తాం కదా,
Yeah.
అక్కడ ఫైర్ ఫాక్స్ అనే బదులు క్రోమ్ అని ఇస్తాము.
So for Chrome it's different.
దాని సింటాక్స్ కొంచెం మారుతాయి.
So you have to specify the path for Chrome. For Windows and all, you have to specify the Chrome driver path. Okay, so driver equal to, so you have to first I have covered this in previous one, so I don't remember exact path. I think using system dot property, system dot system using system dot set property. So you have to specify the path, like the key is um, so chrome dot web dot chrome dot driver, chrome dot driver. and here we have to give the path of Chrome driver. Chrome driver we have to download it from the Selenium site. So it will be some exe file. That is for Windows. Okay, so suppose if you are working on Ubuntu or Mac, so you have to install the Chrome driver. So using apt-get install or something, you have to install the Chrome driver. So then you have to specify the driver path. So if it is for Linux, it will be something like user.bin slash Chrome driver. So suppose if it is exe file, and the exe file is located in some downloads, you have to specify its path c download slash something driver slash chrome driver dot exe. You have to specify the you have to specify it like this exe, and then you have to say driver equal to new chrome driver. So this is that's the way. Instead of Firefox driver, you have to say just a new Chrome driver. Got it?
Okay.
So and Chrome, I think I don't have Chrome browser. So Chrome also in Chrome also to use to look for the Xpath. I'll tell you so tomorrow. I'll tell you. I'll check if there is any add-on for Chrome.
Okay. Okay.
Similar to Firefox, if there is any add-on for Chrome, I'll tell you. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So because in Firefox is the add-on which we use very frequently to get it. So I think for Chrome also there should be some add-on, or the
Okay.
default the developer tool should have that option. And I'll look into it and I'll tell you tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Bye.
Good night. Bye.
Bye. So, any doubts?